family members, faculty, members of the PVUSD Cabinet, District Board of Education, County Superintendent, and my fellow graduates. I am honored to stand before you this evening and welcome you to the graduation ceremony of Palo Verde Valley High School's class of 2016. My name is Lexi Holt, and I am the ASB and class vice president. I am Kimber Crawford, ASB Commissioner of PEP. The members of class of 2016 and I have worked hard to finally walk across the stage tonight and receive the diploma we have been eagerly awaiting. A sincere thank you goes out to our loved ones, teachers, and everyone who dedicated themselves to support us throughout this journey. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce the seniors, Dylan Garrett and Jonathan Becker, who will lead us in the presentation of colors.
Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Kelly Pelicano, Don Pelicano, and Victoria Augustin, as well as the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hey, horse! Forward! March! Forward! Halt! Center! Ice! Freeze it! Hearts!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing and join in with me in the reciting of the pledge. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the exit of our JROTC color guard.
Order! Arms! Left! Base! Forward! March! Out! Set up! Ice!
Thank you. You may now be seated. I would also like to introduce Josh Januszewski and Brianna Sanchez.
Hello, everyone. With this excitement, it is important to remember that this is a formal ceremony. I ask you that you be respectful throughout the duration at this commencement. In order to hear each graduate's name announced, please do not yell, shout, or make loud noises during the ceremony. We thank you for your continued support.
Okay. At this time, we would like to welcome our special guest speaker, teacher and senior class advisor, Mr. Arnold Pelicano.
Thank you, Josh and Brianna. And thank you to the esteemed members of the Palo Verde Unified School District Board, Palo Verde High School staff, proud parents, and excited friends. Thank you, class of 2016, for granting me this great privilege to speak before you on this special night. Indeed, it is a special night. Even the weather cooperated by making your graduation memorable, as we are having the very first heat wave at the onset of the summer season. For the information of our visitors from out of town and overseas, we normally don't have this kind of weather every day. We just have it every other day. To the class of 2016, congratulations. 20 what? 20 what? 20 what? There you go. You finally made it. Consider yourself special because you are one of the few who made it to this night. 4 years ago, when you started as young and enthusiastic freshmen, there were approximately 250 of you. Tonight, 137 of the 250 are wearing proudly their green, gold, and white gowns. You have just proven to everybody that you have what it takes to make it to this point. Congratulations for this achievement. Let me begin by narrating the story of a young boy who grew up belonging to poor subsistence farmers, toiling on a small piece of land that they did not own. Subsistence farming meant you live by what you sow. If you don't plant anything, you do not have any food to eat, and you go to sleep hungry. After back-breaking work in the fields the whole day, under the sweltering heat of the sun, this skinny little boy told himself that he didn't want to live such kind of life forever. He wanted a better life for him and his future family. He also knew that the keys out of poverty and a better life were education and hard work. So he walked several miles each day in order to go to school, studied at night under the flickering light of a candle. He graduated high school as the valedictorian in his class. Since he knew his parents could not afford to send him to college, he took on odd jobs such as working in a candy factory and bakery during the day, and going to school at night. He eventually graduated college with flying colors and became a certified public accountant. He got a job at the bank and climbed his way up the corporate ladder until he became the bank's top auditor. Today, one of the grandchildren of such a hardworking man is part of the Palo Verde High School's graduating class. His name was Arsenio, who is Kelly's grandfather and my dad. He was my inspiration, and many of what I have accomplished, I owe it to him. At this moment, I want to recognize the students of the graduating class who, just like my father, are the first in their families to graduate from high school. Can you please stand? The first in their family to graduate from high school. Thank you. Tonight is an occasion for celebration. It is a night to celebrate all hard work that you have poured to make it to this moment. Remember all those sleepless nights that you had completing projects and assignments? You are now harvesting the fruits of all those sacrifices that you've made. Tonight is also a night of thanksgiving, a night to thank those who have helped you reach this milestone, those who nurtured you, taught you, provided a shoulder to cry on, lent an ear to listen to your pains and heartaches. At this moment, I would like to ask the parents and guardians of these graduates to stand up and be recognized. Without you, many of these wonderful kids would not have made it to this point. Tonight is also a night for reflection. At the end of this ceremony, as you move your tassel from the right to the left, it will mark the end of the journey that took you 12 long years to complete. It is also a beginning of a new and unknown experience called adulthood and life. Take a moment to reflect on your experience for the past 12 years. Learn from your mistakes so that you will be able to better chart the direction of your life. As tonight's motivational speaker, I'm supposed to give you words of wisdom to guide you as you embark on this journey called life. Please allow me to share what meager knowledge I have about life and share with you my personal experience. Exactly 12 years and 355 days ago, on June 13, 2003, I was on my way to the airport to begin a new chapter of my life as a teacher in the United States. Before heading to the airport, my brother and I passed by to visit my dad, who was confined at the hospital. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer just a few days earlier. Surrounded by family, I kissed my father in his cheeks and bid him goodbye, knowing for certain that that would be my last. I cried and did not want to leave, but he told me, "Just go and take care of your family. Don't worry about me." True enough, it was the last time I saw my father because he passed away 2 months later. As the plane that I flew on landed at Los Angeles International Airport, I was heartbroken and devastated. I not only left my father who was dying, I also left behind my loving wife and 3 beautiful kids, the youngest of whom was just barely 2 weeks old. Fortunately, I had my mother and siblings here in the United States who welcomed me and eased away some of the pain. $300 was all the money that I had in my pocket, and even that I sent it to my wife in the Philippines as soon as I reached the United States because she needed that more than I did. I did not know what to expect, but I was hopeful that I will be able to find a job that will enable me to look after my family. At the back of my mind, I knew that I was ready to face the challenges of life, whatever they may be. Reflecting back on this experience, I now ask myself, where did I get the courage to do all that? What gave me the audacity to resign from a good-paying teaching job in Papua New Guinea, leave a dying parent and a family with 3 kids in the Philippines, and venture into an unknown world? Just like what I had learned from my beloved father, I knew that education that I had received and hard work were the keys to better life. They would unlock doors of endless possibilities. Sure enough, after 2 months, I was able to secure a teaching position in a beautiful place called Blythe, at an amazing school named Palo Verde High School. My family rejoined me a year later, and we were able to own a modest home a year after. My kids attended school here, and tonight my eldest child is graduating from high school and will be going to college to Southern Utah University in the fall. I have been blessed with all these when I literally started with nothing, not a single dollar in my pocket 13 years ago. Education and hard work were my tools to reach to this point. Dear graduates, as you walk across the stage tonight and receive your high school diploma, I highly encourage you to get further education, whether it may be in college or training in some technical field. For some of you who had been in my classroom, you often hear me exhorting you to earn a bachelor's degree, go for further education, or get a certificate in some specialized field. Just as the education that I had received opened doors for me to achieve the American dream, it will also do the same for you. According to the Pew Research Center, persons who have some college education or bachelor's degree earn significantly more than high school graduates. In 2012, college graduates earned $17,500 more than high school diploma holders, and the gap is widening. The unemployment rate for high school graduates is 3 times higher than that of college graduates. The percentage of living within the poverty level is 21.8% for those who finished high school, and only 5.8% for those with a bachelor's degree. Times are changing. In order to succeed in today's modern society, further education is not anymore a luxury, but a necessity. Invest in yourself now in some form of education so that you will have a brighter future ahead of you. My own life is a living testament to this. Dear graduates, learn to appreciate what your family and loved ones have done for you. In one way or another, they have been instrumental in helping you achieve this goal of proudly wearing your toga tonight. Friends come and go, but your family will always be there for you. We might not be perfect and may have a lot of mistakes, but one thing is for certain: our undying love and concern for you. I was able to muster the courage to leave behind a stable job and take risks because I was surrounded by family, both mine and my wife's, who would be there for us if we needed help. To the class of 2016, as we are about to conclude this joyful celebration, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your class co-sponsor together with Ms. Northrup. I did not know what to expect when I took on the role as one of your class sponsors, but I had my full trust in you, especially the leaders of your class. You did most of the job, and we were there to support you whenever needed. You've done wonderful achievements. For 4 straight years, our class floats took first place in homecoming celebrations. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. We took home the Spirit Stick Winning Class of the Year award in the last couple of years. It's PV time, it's PV time! It's PV time, it's PV time! 20 what? 16! 20 what? 16! There you go. We've been winning one assembly after another for most of our junior and senior years. All of these accomplishments were the fruits of your labor. I have to admit, though, that those skits at the annual talent shows were our Achilles heel. I guess we are a class of future engineers and builders, but not of actors, actresses, and singers. I will forever treasure the moments that we spent flowering the skirt of our floats at Mrs. Cox's Red Barn, or cutting pieces of timber, or welding iron at Mr. Cavazos' backyard. As you leave the stadium tonight, celebrate your accomplishment. Take a lot of pictures and post them on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. You have the world in front of you, a world of endless possibilities. Aim high and reach for the stars. Learn to take risks, or else your life will be filled with what-ifs. Build a better world. Your destiny is what you make out of life, and is what Mrs. Cox reminds us each morning. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. I'm sure you will miss her motherly voice through the intercom.
I love you, Miss Cox!
How great your life will be depends on you. It is your choice that you have to make. To the class of 2016, go big or go home. Congratulations. Go Yellow Jackets.
Thank you, Mr. Pelicano. It is my honor to present one of the highest academic awards, the Salutatorian Award, to one member of this graduating class. This year's Salutatorian has an overall weighted grade point average of 4.32. Next year, she will attend Southern Utah University, where she has earned the President's Scholar Award, which covers all of her expenses for 4 years, while majoring in engineering. I am proud to introduce Palo Verde Valley High School Salutatorian, Kelly Pelicano.
Good evening, parents, loved ones, friends, esteemed faculty and staff, PVUSD board members and cabinet members, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2016. I'll start with a quote from an author that you guys know all too well. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked, some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your elbow and your chin. Do you dare to stay out, or do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? Many of us have experienced situations in which we have come to doubt ourselves and doubt what we think is right. This is the million-dollar question that will cross our minds. How much can we lose? How much can we win? When we are presented with this question, there comes a fork in the road. This fork may not always be left or right, or win or lose, but it may be what you know you want and the right thing to choose. More than often, especially after this point in our lives, what we want and what is right are two very different things. Life can be a joke like that, like ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends, but we're not going to get into that today. In continuations, sometimes we stray off the path that's intended for us, be it intentional or otherwise, but that's okay for a while. At one point during high school, the going got tough for me. Instead of getting tough and going, as the saying is, I got overwhelmed. I flailed around helplessly, drowning. Here came the fork in my road. Should I continue to flail around or take a breath and swim? The choice was mine, and after taking a step back, I realized that the water that I was drowning in was only knee-deep. We've all felt that way at some point, right? Now back to Dr. Seuss's poem. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life is a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. Thankfully, my parents taught me my left from my right, and that wasn't the only thing that they did. They moved across the world to provide me and my siblings a better future and continue to guide and support me on the path I've chosen. Along with my brother and sister, they have been my #1 fans. I owe everything to the 4 of them. More than that, thank you to my family who have come from across the country, across the continent, and across an ocean to celebrate with me today. Thank you to my friends for keeping me on my toes and never failing to make our times together great. High school would not be the same without you guys. To my coach Salazar, Ms. Basabi, and teachers of past and present, thank you for the knowledge you have bestowed upon me and providing me with the tools I need to build my own future. Lastly, to the class of 2016. We have definitely left our mark on Palo Verde High School, and I know they won't forget us, especially when homecoming and floats come around. How can they forget a class that won float 4 years in a row?
4 years in a row! 4 years in a row! 4 years in a row!
These 4 years have been great. Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. And as Dr. Seuss would say, class of 2016, oh, the places you will go.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Kim Bales, who will present our valedictorian award.
It is my honor to present the highest academic award, the Valedictorian Award. This year's valedictorian has an overall weighted grade point average of 4.36. Next year, Kaylin Cavazos will attend California State University, Fullerton with a major in nursing.
Fellow graduates, faculty, family, and friends, it's an absolute honor to be standing here representing the graduating class of 2016. When I sat down to write my speech, something came to me that started out as a joke so many years ago. It was a saying that started during float construction our sophomore year. Our motto became, "They said we couldn't do it, watch us." Mainly because we took float construction to the next level with our sometimes outrageous ideas. All throughout high school, we've been the class to beat. We have gone into every competition with the attitude that we are going to win and strategized as to how to make it happen. We've stayed up late, worked hard, we're innovative, and at times just plain crazy, like the time we made a balloon arch for an assembly that was so huge we had to walk it to school. Thanks, Lexi and Courtney. Unfortunately, we lost that assembly, but we persevered and came back stronger than ever, and I don't think we've lost an assembly since. The point is, we've been the class to beat. We've basically been unstoppable, a force to be reckoned with, and the toughest of competitors. Just ask the underclassmen. Right now, I'm talking about silly class competitions, but imagine what we could accomplish if we continued this mentality long after high school. What if we applied these same strategies to life? Because right now, more important things are at stake than being the class to win float construction 4 years in a row.
4 years in a row. 4 years in a row.
Actually, I guess that was pretty important to us. Losing has never been an option for us, and I think it should stay that way. Let's continue to be the class that can't be beat well beyond our high school years. I can't really give you words of wisdom, but I can tell you we got this. Most of us have worked hard for this day, and for those that haven't, it's not too late. I was adamant about not using quotes in my speech, but I just felt this one was too good to pass up, so try to stay with me. Author Bob Moad said, "The best day of your life is the one on which you decide your life is your own. No apologies or excuses. No one to lean on, rely on, or blame. The gift is yours. It is an amazing journey, and you alone are responsible for the quality of it. This is the day your life really begins." Well, here we are, graduates. The day has come. We'll no longer hear Mrs. Cox each morning saying, "Make it a great day," or not. The choice is yours. We'll no longer have a teacher pushing us to succeed, or have our parents to make sure we stay on the right path. If you're like me, you're a little scared. Scared of your career choices, leaving home for the first time, or even just making new friends. We're concerned if we made the right decisions, if we'll succeed. Are we prepared? I can go on and on with the things just going through my own head. But I think it's okay to be fearful. If we weren't scared, it would mean we weren't dreaming big enough, which is definitely not okay for the class of 2016. It's time to start believing in ourselves. If you think and believe you can, you can. The road ahead of us is definitely not going to be easy. We're going to stumble. We're going to face challenges and hardships. At times, we may even fail, but we need to accept the fact that we're not perfect and shouldn't lose motivation because of it. Class of 2016, there are so many people out there who will tell you you can't. What you've got to do is turn around and say, "Watch me."
And now, I would like to introduce Vice Principal Mr. Dell Drummond to present the Yellow Jacket of Merit honorees.
Yellow Jacket of Merit signifies the highest honor given to Palo Verde Valley High School graduates. To receive the award, each recipient must display resilience, character, and embody the true meaning of Palo Verde High School. These award recipients best exemplify the vision and mission of Palo Verde High School. Their names and faces will ever adorn the foyer in the office and serve as examples of excellence for future students. Honorees, when I call your name, please come up and receive your award. Our first Yellow Jacket of Merit Award is Juan Guerrero, escorted by his teachers, Tara Hickox and Mrs. P.J. Johnson. While the award goes to the student, it is important also to recognize the support and dedication of the family without whom the student could not have achieved the highest honor. Would Juan's family please stand to be recognized? Our second Yellow Jacket of Merit honoree is Marilyn Ayala, escorted by her teacher, Troy Peterson. Would Marilyn's family please stand to be recognized? Our third Yellow Jacket Merit of Honoree is Joshua Janisieski, escorted by his teacher and coach, Kim Valenzuela. Would Josh's family please stand and be recognized? Our fourth Yellow Jacket of Merit honoree is Kelly Pelicano, escorted by her teacher and father, Arnold Pelicano. Would Kelly's family please stand to be recognized? Our fifth Yellow Jacket of Merit honoree is Dennis C., escorted by his teacher, Troy Peterson. Would the family of Dennis please stand to be recognized? Our final Yellow Jacket of Merit honoree is Damon Morgan, escorted by his teacher, Master Sergeant Walker. Would Damon's family please stand and be recognized? It is now my opportunity to introduce our motivational speaker, Courtney Hillman, Senior Class President.
Hey guys. Class of 2016, we've made it.
ever occur to you that there's a last time we do everything? The last dance, the last final, the last steps in the hallway, and the last time you're ever gonna sit in your favorite class. And yet, the invisible line was crossed and you hardly noticed. But now, you feel like you've lost something and gained everything at the same time. A world of possibilities is in front of you, and a world of memories is behind you. What will you do now? To quote Gucci Mane, a man without the sauce is lost, but the same man can be lost in the sauce. Class of 2016, find your sauce in life. We all have a calling, and it's up to you to find it. But don't get too wrapped up in yourself that you forget where you came from. There are two types of people sitting among us graduates today. The ones dying to get out, and the ones living to stay. Which one are you? But never, ever forget the life this town and this school has given you. You're graduating today as an extension of the dedication that the staff put into you and our school. You played sports, perhaps on this field, in this stadium, due to thousands of dollars in donations by local businesses and people. You had fundraisers and won scholarships, raised and sold animals in a town with a heart so big it's double the size of its city limits. Someone once said, and has been quoted frequently tonight, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. I say, class of 2016, make it a great life or not. The choice is yours. With help this town and this school has given you. The same help you'll always find here. And will hopefully provide to one day. Class of 2016, on a final note, I know for sure we're going to do all right. If there's anything we're good at, it's winning. For the last time, 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. Thank you.
And now, the senior slideshow put together by members of the class of 2016, produced by Palo Verde Valley High School's Media Production Club and Talk Club. Following the slideshow, please join the class of 2016 in a dance performance. Thanks for round two. And now the time we've all been waiting for, the presentation of the class of 2016. Would the faculty please assist the graduates at this time? We are ready to proceed with the conferring of diplomas. Will the first row of candidates please rise and remain standing as your name is called.
Juan Anthony Guerrero, Los Angeles Film School. Marlene Ayala. Alberto Gamez, Palo Verde College.
Oh, it's a focus light in my eyes.
Joseph Saudi, United States Army. Alexis Holt, Pasadena City College. Sergio Murillo, Palo Verde College. Joshua Januszewski, Palo Verde College. Kelly Lou Pelicano, Southern Utah University. Andrew Cortez, Southern Utah University. Kaylin Cavazos, California State University, Fullerton. Damon Morgan, United States Army. Kimber Crawford, California State University, Long Beach. Destiny Rivera, Colorado Mesa University. Markel Noble. Dennis C. Palo Verde College. Lauren Hardin, Southern Utah University. Jonathan Becker, University of Laverne. Brianna Sanchez, Southern Utah University. Dylan Garrett, United States Army. Courtney Hillman, Arizona State University. Devani Kumari Danker. Martea Sue Case. Martine Alvarado Cazares, Palo Verde College. Esteban Gomez. Jordan Johnston, Palo Verde College. Andrea Serena Adame, Palo Verde College. Benjamin Duncan, Palo Verde College. Edgar Contreras, United States Marine Corps. Shay Walker, Palo Verde College. Raymond Delgado. Christian Martinez, United States Army. Anu Lal. Pedro Munoz. Megan Morgan. John Anthony Sanchez. Courtney Lemire, Long Beach City College. Andrew James Tomei, Grand Canyon University. Daniela Santoyo, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Cody Almanza. Clarissa Monet Serrano. Caitlin Port, Palo Verde College. Ruben Suzuki Guerrera. Ricky Salazar. Isaiah Uribe, United States Air Force. Alexander Beltran. Mireya Para, Palo Verde College. Angelina Laredo, Palo Verde College. Jacob Cavazos, Palo Verde College. Eric Perez, United States Air Force. Danielle Furtado. Mackenzie Maynard, University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. Brianna Galvan. Leticia Covarrubias. Angel Michael Soto. Chad Smith. Cheyenne Chilriff. Crystal Rodriguez, Palo Verde College. Eliel Hodge, Palo Verde College. Simran Jasmine Singh, Pace University, New York City, New York. Andrea Guyona, Southern Utah University. Gregorio Mendez, Palo Verde College. Amy Nicole McDowell, Palo Verde College. Alexis Maciel, Palo Verde College. Alberto Lee Baez. Brooks Callahan, El Camino College. Irene Ileana Canchola, Palo Verde College. Luis Claudio Fabiano, United States Army.
Brandy Nicole Wright. Caitlin Alvarado Shipman, Palo Verde College. Andres Reyes. Karina Rangel, Southern Utah University. Beatriz Prieto, Palo Verde College. Ana Castro, Palo Verde College. Rhea Kaylin Hall, California State University, Fullerton. Jonathan Aldridge, Palo Verde College.
Anthony Michael Villasis, United States Army. Destiny Frazier, Palo Verde College. Yareli Dominguez, Palo Verde College. Miguel Cervantes. Alexis Luna. Ariana Ceballos, Palo Verde College. Ashlyn Brooks, Comm University at Surprise, Arizona. Evelyn Borboa, Palo Verde College. Nicholas Andrade, Southern Utah University. Esteban Aguirre Gonzalez, United States Marine Corps. Cameron Corner. Christopher Moreno Luna. Elena Medina. Jesse Rangel. Samuel Gulin. Anthony Rivera, Arizona Western College. Saul Sandoval. Jacob Brodell, Riverside Community College. Joshua Rogers. Miguel Milky, United States Marine Corps. Eduardo Magallana.
Michaela Loomer. Rex Emilio Lioness. D'Angelo Lewan, Palo Verde College. Jasmine Annette Haro, Palo Verde College. Enrique Gomez, California State University, Monterey Bay. Cassie DeRay Gallegos, Palo Verde College. Juanisha Ann Dodd, Fullerton College. Casey Crescelius, Palo Verde College. Christian Cortizon, Patricia Louise Pate, Rocky Mountain University. Zoran Korber. Alyssa Ray Birdsong, Royal College of Beauty. Luis Ferris. Bianca Rojas, Palo Verde College. Sean Garrett. Giovanni Hamilton, Riverside Community College. Catherine Meza. Diego Ivan Najera. George Lee. Gage Wright, Palo Verde College. Angelo Ramirez. Angelo Urias.
Hey, wait till after. Wait a few hours.
Emily Tong. Luis Tamayo. Nicole Salazar. Milan Tahili Marshawn Porter, Imperial Valley College. Dylan Nichols. Jacob Green. Lauren White, Palo Verde College. Linda Martinez, Palo Verde College. Joel Pitts, Palo Verde College. Jose Gaitan, Whittier College. Robert Garcia, Palomar College. Grecia Alicia Rubalcaba. Patricia Guerrero, Palo Verde College. Vicente Laredo.
Courtney Johnson, BYU, Idaho.
Will Superintendent Dr. Mike Davitt and School Board President John Ulmer please join me at the podium? Dr. Davitt and President Ulmer, I certify that each candidate presented on the official graduation list has completed all the requirements of the state of California and the Palo Verde Unified School District, and diplomas may be confirmed. I am honored to present the Palo Verde Valley High School's graduating class of 2016.
And I am honored to accept the graduating class, and by the power invested in me, I declare you all graduates of Palo Verde High School and the Palo Verde Unified School District. At this time, Courtney, would you please lead them in turning your tassels to the left?
Thank you all for joining us tonight to celebrate these outstanding graduates. They have asked for a few minutes on the field with their classmates before joining them in the celebration of their success. Thank you one and all.
Kristen! Hey! Kristen! Yeah, hey.